So are we recording?
Yes. Sorry, I muted myself.
All right, thank you. Yes, this presentation is how to get things into OneNote. OneNote is like a virtual version of a three-ring binder. It's a great way to keep and organize information. And a lot of people feel like it's a note-taking device, and so they feel like they just can type in it like you would in Word. And you do type in it kind of like you do in Word, and you'll see a lot of the same sorts of commands. But one of the really powerful things about OneNote is that you can put anything that's in your computer, anything you see anywhere on your computer, or on your phone too, I think, into OneNote and save it. And with phones, you can kind of use your phone as a little portable scanner, and you can take pictures of documents and stick them into OneNote. So it's a great way for collecting data. For students, it might be a great way for them to collect notes, such as research in preparation for writing a research report. And personally, OneNote is a great way to keep and organize a bunch of stuff. For example, in OneNote, I have a folder for my car, and I keep a fuel log, and I keep a scan of my title and my sticker price and my oil change and my Sirius satellite account number. So OneNote is a great way to keep these things organized. And if you keep it in OneNote and you keep your OneNote notebook into OneDrive, you can access it anywhere on any computer and with any device. So here are about a dozen ways to get things into OneNote. First, the most obvious is just click anywhere on the OneNote page and type. And one way that this is different from Word is that you can just click anywhere, and that's where you can type. And once you can kind of grab things by their title bars and move them around. So click and type is number one. I know that's a cheap one to count, but that's what we're going to call it. Secondly, copy and paste. Let's say you have a Word document or a web page or whatever. You can just select it, choose copy, switch back to OneNote, and paste it in. Notice that whenever you paste things in, it tells you, when you paste things in from web pages, it includes the URL of the web page where it was copied. So if you are using this in preparation for a research report, this will really help you with your citations. Now the nice thing about this is that this is still text. So you can rewrite it here. You can reformat it. You have your home tab that looks a lot like Word. And you can, reduce the size and do all that stuff. Okay. The third thing is that you can print to OneNote. For example, let's go back to Word real quick. In addition to the OneNote program, when you install OneNote, you get a OneNote virtual printer. So I'm going to go to File here in Word. I'm going to choose Print, and you'll see your default printer in this list first, but you can go down and you should be able to find Send to OneNote, a virtual printer. And we'll click Print. You hear the print noise that you hear when you print. And down here on my taskbar, the OneNote taskbar button is blinking to get my attention, so I'm going to click it. And this dialog box appears to ask where you want to stick this printout. So I'm going to choose, and using this dialog box, you can select any OneNote notebook that you have, but here's the current one right here. So I'm going to click that, and you can see here it appears on a new page in OneNote, and it's named Printout. So the only thing you might want to do is just click up here and rename it. Now, one thing about printing to OneNote is that it's not really editable It's not really, you can't go in there and change the font or change the size. It's like one big graphic. It's like that sheet of paper that you would print to. Now this is nice if students print OneNote, for example, because you can get a red pen and circle things. See how nice that works? Let's pretend that worked. Okay. In Internet Explorer, you can send web pages to OneNote. So here's how that works. Let's go to Internet Explorer. Now, you don't see it at first, but if you click these double arrows, you see Send to OneNote. And that's in Internet Explorer. Now, if you want that more visible, then right-click on your command bar. This is the command bar. First of all, you got to show your command bar if you're not showing it. Secondly, you got to unlock the toolbars, and then you can grab this little dotted handle and drag it to the right until you get your button to show. There you go. And if you want it to stay the way it is, you can right-click on your command bar again and choose Lock the Toolbars. Now, when you click Send to OneNote, again, the same dialog box appears. Boom. Now here you can see this looks different than the web page we saw in Internet Explorer, but it is editable and it contains all the same elements that you saw on that web page. And these links are live, and any graphics you saw on that page, they're still here. See, there's the little polar bear pictures that were on the side. There's the map. So this is probably a great way if you are collecting research, because all the links are live and you can still copy and paste this. It's all text and graphics instead of one solid image. Okay? Now, what if you're not a fan of Internet Explorer? A lot of people like Google Chrome. Here's how this works in Google Chrome. In Google Chrome, go to OneNote.com, and right here it says Get OneNote for free on all your devices. Choose the Clipper. The Clipper, and click Add. Now you'll have to, I think you have to sign in or something, but it's really easy. Once it's added, you see the OneNote Clipper button right up here next to the address bar. And the nice thing, and the Clipper is better than the Send to OneNote button. Here's an example. Now here's a page. This is in Google Chrome. It's a recipe for a chili. And if you use the Clipper, instead of the full page, look, it recognizes that there's a recipe on the page. So we can choose just the recipe, and it cuts out all that junk on the side. The page, for example, the web page had an ad for what, Special K bars or something? If you choose, oh, I don't want to do it there, though. I want to send it to, well, take my word for it. Well, we don't have time to walk through it, but you can see in this window right here, it shows just the recipe. You don't get the whole page. You can still choose a region and draw a box and just clip that to OneNote, or you can take the whole page, and that would give you all the ads and everything. So the OneNote Clipper is really better than the where's Internet Explorer? Than the Save to OneNote. So I have added it. When you do, you can do the OneNote Clipper in Internet Explorer if that's your favorite browser, and you just put it on your favorites bar. And it also has the same feature. So the OneNote Clipper is really nice. Okay. Now, in addition to the web clipper tools that we just saw, OneNote comes with its own tool. And that's right here in your taskbar tool tray. If you click this little thing, it's the OneNote tool, and it does a screen clipping. So let's get that web page back, and here it is right here, and we can just do a clip like this. And then again, this same dialog box as before, and you click Send to Selected Location, and it appears as this page in OneNote. So the other way to do this, of course, is, as I said, Windows N, Windows N, and if you just want to type a quick note, you can click New Quick Note. Click that and start typing. Oh, no, let's not worry about that. All right, that's the OneNote Clipper. Remember, it is Windows N. Okay, another thing, when you're on your phone, and you see something to save on your phone or your tablet, your iPad, your Android tablet, if you can email it, then you can go to Microsoft. You have to create a Microsoft account, but you can email anything from any device to me at OneNote. And if it comes from the email address that you use when you set up your Microsoft account, they'll automatically take that email and stick it into OneNote. For example, if a friend hands you their phone and says, look at this photo I took, if you can email that photo, you can you can email it to yourself. So this is another way. Next, insert from camera. If you put OneNote on your iPhone, your iPad, or your Android tablet, then the version of OneNote that's on that has an insert tab, just like this insert tab has. And unlike this, it has insert from camera. And your camera app will open up and you can take a picture and that photo will appear right on your OneNote page. So that's a quick way to do that. And another way is to get this free app called Office Lens. Office Lens is now, it's been on Windows Phone for a while, but it's now available for iPhone and iPad. And with Office Lens, you can take pictures of things and they automatically get put into your OneNote personal notebook. It also does, see, the nice thing about that is that when you open up OneNote, it does text recognition in the photo. So you can actually, for example, here is the invoice from the last time I did my oil change, and I just laid this on the seat of my car and took a picture with my phone using Office Lens, and I can capture this and put it right into OneNote, which is a great way of making records of things. So it's a great way to collect documentation. It makes your phone a portable scanner that you can carry around. Okay, drag and drop. Let me just give this a little shake, and let me just move it over to one side of the screen. But one thing you can do with documents is you can drag them and drop them onto the web page. And when you do, you see this choice here. You can attach a file. So here is that PDF document. If you share your OneNote notebooks with people, they can double click this and it will open it up for them too. It's not going to come from your desktop, for example. It's going to be contained within your OneNote notebook. The other way to do this, I'm going to delete this. When you drag and drop, if you choose print out, this is like printing to OneNote. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, yeah, that's probably not as good. Oh, I didn't want to do that anyway. Why did everything get small? Okay, number 11. You can record audio or video right on a OneNote page too. If you go to the Insert tab, you can choose Record Audio or Video. And when you're done, here's a little audio that I recorded earlier. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's very faint for you, but I can hear it just fine. And they really promote this with students, college students, for example, who take a laptop to class. And if they're trying to take notes while the professor is lecturing, they can choose record audio as they're typing, and it actually timestamps as they're typing so that they can jump to that portion of the audio recording that goes with whatever text. And number 12 is in Outlook, which you've seen Outlook popping up all through this. But here's Outlook. And let's take an example. With this email, which is just a commercial message, notice that there is a send to OneNote button. So this is a great way to document and store important emails. I have teachers who've said they've started a OneNote section for each student, and when the parents send them an email, they send that email to their students' section in a OneNote notebook so that they have all the documentation they need about dealing with that parent. And the other great thing about this is that if you use your calendar in Outlook, which you should, it's a great way to do meeting notes. Here is an example. Let me just open up a meeting. Here's a bond update meeting. Notice that there's a OneNote button in calendar events, and when you click that, it says take notes on your own, and it creates a page in OneNote. Here's the other way to do it. If you go insert, oh wait, here we are. Oh, from the home tab, meeting details, you can choose today's meeting, because Outlook talks to a OneNote, and choose that, and it's a great way to start your meeting notes because it takes all the information from the Outlook meeting and puts it right onto your page in OneNote. Look, there's everybody who was invited to the meeting, the date and time of the meeting, the whole shebang. Okay. Oh, I went over. It's 3:19 instead of 3:15. But that's at least a dozen ways, and if I put my mind to it, I might be able to find a couple more. That's a dozen ways to take things from anywhere on your computer and save them to OneNote to keep your notes in one good place.
I have to say that was pretty amazing, Craig. I learned a lot.
Oh, thanks for playing along.
Yeah, Ava, OneNote is like any other Office program. You can make as many notebooks as you want. So like I kind of do, like I have a meeting notebook. If I were teaching, I'd probably have like a global history notebook, a seventh grade English notebook. You can organize them however you want, but each notebook is a file. Craig has giant files with lots and lots of stuff because he's been collecting them for years. And there are search functions in there, which makes it a little easier to find stuff. I kind of shy away from making them super big just because my brain doesn't comprehend it like his does. So, but you can make as many different files as you want, and within each notebook, you can have as many tabs and pages as you want. So someday, if you want a little help with Notebook or OneNote, let us know. It's a really nice program.
And I should tell you, Ava, I use OneNote just to do meeting notes alone. I had one notebook for like 6 years. I had one notebook. It was called Meshbook, and all I kept in it was meeting notes. And I started to do different sections for like bond meetings and a different section for curriculum meetings. Can others access your notebooks? Yes, because now it's not so much OneNote, but if you keep your OneNote notebook in OneDrive, which is also something you have as a result of Office 365, you have OneDrive. So if you keep your notebook in OneDrive, then yes, you can share it, and you can generate a link to share it with people. Like other things that you keep in OneDrive, you can choose when you share it, whether you want them to edit it or whether you want them to simply read it.
And there's a classroom tool that lets you set up a page for every student. So you get a section of your notebook that kids can see, but they can't change. So you can upload documents and stuff for them. But each student has a private page where they can basically submit their work, and you can look at it and give them feedback. You can see every student's page, but they can't see each other's. So you get one file that is like all your kids. All right, well, we went over. I think I'm available to stick around if you have more stuff, but if you need to go, I get that. Appreciate you taking the time to come again.
And I can talk about OneNote all night long. And Ava, if you'd rather not type, you can unmute yourself and just talk to us too, if you prefer. Or I can unmute you. I'm good for now. Oh,
I always forget that's there. No, that's good for now. I'm going to play with it, and then I'll probably send you guys questions.
That works for me.
Okay.
to me, Ava, it's kind of like when I think you should kind of play with OneNote yourself, start your own notebook, use it kind of personally.
Yeah.
And then once you get used to the idea of keeping a notebook with sections in it, then later you can start thinking about, well, how can I share this? What can I do, with students? But it might be good to get used to it yourself first.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Now, I'll tell you this, though. We did make a family cookbook in OneNote that I can share with my family and try to get them to put pages in there. It's kind of hard to get Mom to put pages.
Very good. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, take care, Ava.
Okay, bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
That was great. Awesome job.
I need to pace myself a little bit better.
Well, you figure you got a minute for an intro, a minute for each way, and then questions. No, you did great. We didn't really go that much over. She didn't know a lot about Notebook, and that's okay. Now she does.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Thanks for your help.
See you in an hour. Well, 45.
I am guessing that we will have fewer participants.
Yeah, I forgot to stop the